Let's get to what really feels like it is overwhelmingly the story of the moment in the NBA, and that is Golden State and Houston, all the officiating. So the Rockets, we know, were complaining about the officiating down the stretch of Game 1. Turns out they had a point. Let's go to the 2-minute report. The first item of note, Steph Curry bumped James Harden out of bounds there. Should have been called for a foul. Like I said yesterday, Steph Curry should have committed 10 fouls in this game. He never wound up fouling out. Here, with 52 seconds left, the 2-minute report says that should have been a travel on Klay Thompson. No call there, no direct impact as he doesn't wind up making the shot. The next one they say they got wrong. James Harden's missed 3. Houston wanted a call on Draymond. The 2-minute report said that was the correct no call because it was Harden extending his legs. But while the refs get that one right, they miss a call on Curry on the ensuing scramble for the loose ball. He hits Eric Gordon on the arm, according to the 2-minute report. Should have been called a foul. That's where we saw Chris Paul kind of lose his mind. He got mad. He got a second technical. The game, for all intents and purposes, is over immediately right there. By the way, Paul winds up getting fined $35,000 for bumping the official. Yesterday, talking about all of this, was Steve Kerr.
Jeez. Foul, man. Foul. Did they miss some calls for Houston? Absolutely. And they missed some for us, too.
It sucks that is the narrative coming out of it because we literally could exhaust our energy on that as well. Hopefully Game 2, it's about the game and how we play and making shots and the energy and the intensity that we need to play with, and knowing what's at stake, and that that becomes a conversation.
I don't know.
It's interesting to me how when the Golden State Warriors have the officiating on their side, they automatically become these guys where they want to mock the Houston Rockets. At the end of the day, man, the officials went into the Houston Rockets locker room and they told these guys that they missed calls, at least 4 of them. That's according to reports, and Mike D'Antoni said it himself. Now you have Steve Kerr mocking the Houston Rockets. You have Steph Curry saying things like, oh, that's the narrative now. The referees are the narrative. We played hard. But how about when your wife was complaining about the officiating and said that things were rigged? The fact of the matter here is that the Houston Rockets should have won last night had they gotten at least half of their calls correctly. But the officials didn't get all their calls correctly. Then we see in the 3-minute report that they missed a bunch of calls. And of course, the Golden State Warriors are, oh, damage control, the narrative. No, let me tell you what the bigger narrative is. The NBA doesn't want the Houston Rockets to win. They want a dynasty. They want the Golden State Warriors to win. They're the dynasty, man. They're the new Chicago Bulls. They want these guys to win. They don't want them to lose. They'll lose so much money if the Golden State Warriors lose. I mean, they want this team to three-peat. They want this team to be this glorious franchise, this Michael Jordan franchise, Steph Curry, the golden boy. They don't want these guys to lose. They don't. And so now you look at the situation where they get this referee right here, man. They get this referee, and it's such a shame because the last 7 games that this guy has officiated for the Houston Rockets have lost. It's kind of like the NBA really wants the Houston Rockets to lose. It's ridiculous. Scott Foster is a guy, his reputation, man, it's not in favor of the Houston Rockets. Chris Paul has openly criticized him before, and the fact that the NBA isn't honoring the request of the Houston Rockets in the light of these issues where the officials have been so corrupt openly. 3-minute report. And that then they get Scott Foster, man. Things just don't look too good for the Houston Rockets. And it's a shame that James Harden said he wanted a fair shot, or whoever it was, Chris Paul, James Harden. But it doesn't seem like they're going to get that fair shot. Things don't look fair for the Houston Rockets. And the NBA doesn't want the Warriors to lose. I've said this many times before. I think that the Houston Rockets should have won last year, and they just weren't getting those calls last year. Last year, the refs were just as bad as they are today. And it's just a shame. It's just a shame that the Rockets have to go through this. they're going to have to really hit all their shots in order to beat the Warriors, because they're not just playing the Warriors, they're playing the Warriors and the refs. That's who they're playing. With that being said, I'm out.